and he's also running a maker community in India, which called Maker Grant. So thanks for Salman's time today, that sharing how Accomdemy members can contribute together. And I really also want to use this opportunity to like connect international and Taiwan members. So I think there will be a lot of cool things that we can work together for Taiwan members and international members. So I will just give the time to Salman, and Salman can share that how we what's the platform he's using, and how can we use that as a to contribute.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Paul, for the introduction. So we will go through the documentation. And meanwhile, if you have any doubts or if my speech is not clear, please let me know. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I can share my screen, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll share my own screen. Should be visible. Yeah. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So right now yes, getting echo. Okay, now cool. Okay. So the issues we are right now facing is we are doing so many works based off the Academy in the Taiwan server and the English server also. But the issue is it's not documented. It's actually documented in Hackmd, like Paul mentioned, but it's not visible to a person who is not registered the Hackmd, right? So that's an actually issue. So from this, actually, we are going to solve the issues because we are actually making a front end to see all the documentations and all the learning resources to open to everyone. So everyone can see and they can also suggest edits and everything. For that, we choose the platform GitHub because GitHub is the largest open source platform because so many open source big projects like it was previously in Linux actually hosted here and Linux kernel and so many other open source projects actually hosted in GitHub. Okay.
Salman, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
There's also because as you know that there is a lot of Taiwan members join the RISC-V CPU challenge, and most of them are invited to our GitHub as a members.
Okay.
So and each week, every most of members they will also contribute some results and contents. So I think we can also, and by the way, to Taiwan members, that we also running some of the same kind challenges in international Accomdemy server, including Tiny ML challenge and KiCat challenge. So that's also the reason that Salman is helping to like tidy up everything. So now Salman is going to walk through everything with you guys, and just like as always, that if you are have any questions, feel free to interrupt anytime and let Salman know. And also, if you have any good suggestion to make it better, everyone are the members can contribute together. And if you have no access right now, you can also ask for that, and we will add you to as a member to GitHub page.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul, for sharing the context.
And
So yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
Just a remind. Your stream is on the Discord window. Yeah. So I'm not sure if you want to do that or just a mistake or something.
Okay. What about right now? Are you able to see the GitHub page?
No, still
No.
on this.
Ah, okay. Thanks for pointing that. I'll switch right away. Okay, what about now?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, perfect. Sorry for the thing, and thanks for pointing that. And like Paul mentioned, we are using this platform, and we are also right now experimenting. So if you have any feedbacks, suggestions to improve the documentation, please share with the poll, or you can open your mic at the end of the session and you can share. Okay, we are actually together. We are trying to improve our documentation. So every comment and every feedback is very important to us. Okay, cool. So right now we are actually checked a different platform, and we finally did a single platform called Doxorus. So it's a dinosaurus and the documentation is a combined Doxorus. Okay, it's actually developed by Facebook, also called Meta, and it's the main reason why they developed the Doxorus for the documentation. All the Facebook code and community and everything is actually documented in the Doxorus page. And since it's developed by Facebook, Facebook also run or created the whole platform using their own platform called React.js. So their own framework actually for that's based on JavaScript. Okay, so another great thing about the platform Doxorus, it's all open source. It's actually available in the GitHub, the issues, the documentations, and we also see different kind of themes also. Okay, thing it's like a WordPress, and we can also download different WordPress themes like similar to that, and it's also fully run on GitHub. Also, we don't need to host for we don't need to host for a third party server or something like that. GitHub is third party, but we don't need to pay, or people can also, if anyone find any issues, also they can raise issues and solve it. I think that is clear, right? Okay, anyone can give feedback like okay, is it clear like so far?
Everyone, okay for
Okay.
you?
Okay,
Okay for
perfect.
you guys.
Yeah, anyone have any this is just given it like what's Doxorus? Doxorus is a documentation platform. Can see is easy to maintain open source documentation website. That's all about Doxorus, and it's developed by Facebook, also called Meta, for their managing their documentations. Right, since it's a GitHub and open source, we are actually using that to document all our works and blogs, etc. Okay, and yeah, here you can see, like Paul mentioned, many of them already have access to the our Accomdemy GitHub page. You can see your name you listed here if you have access. That's cool. And we can see, I think most of them are already familiar with the GitHub, right? Anyone have any?
No, I think some of us don't have a lot of experience on GitHub, so that's also something we would like to learn afterward.
Okay, cool. So right now I can give a small introduction about GitHub also. So GitHub is actually developed for to collaborative software development. Okay, you might hear about Linux Torvald, right? The founder of Linux kernel. Okay, so the time when he tried to start the Linux development, so many people are actually contributed to the code. Okay, because everyone is interested in open source kernel. But the issue is it's okay to write 2-3 people managing 2-3 people code. Okay, but what about we are getting 500 people? That's very difficult, right? Suppose instead of writing code, just think of it's like writing a book. If it 2-3 people writing a book, it's fine. We can actually discuss with them, we can ask them to edit, and we can ask them to review, etc. But what if like 500 people together writing a book? It's very difficult. There will be different kind of version with the 500 versions, and there will be a main version. So it's very difficult to manage. That's why the Linux Torvald actually developed the platform. That's actually called Git. Okay. The Git is open source and anyone can use their computer or they can install their own server. Okay. Then there is another company called GitHub. So what GitHub is doing is they actually hosting the Git into the server. Okay, that's all about GitHub. And right now the GitHub is purchased by Microsoft. Okay, so that's about GitHub. So the main goal is collaborative development. Okay, suppose you are in Taiwan and I am in India. Okay, we are working together a project. Okay, and we need to write our code in a place that we both can access, right? So that's why GitHub comes. And also there are so many other options, like I can have my own version of code, you can have your own version of code, and we can together merge it and we can see the difference. And if Paul is another person from different nation, he can also take a look our code, and if he have some suggestion, he can also provide kind of a collaboration tool. We will learn that bit in the coming part, but that's about the GitHub. GitHub is a collaborative development platform. If you go to the main page, you can see so many people are actually doing so many kind of works, so many like open source projects, etc. And GitHub is not only for open source, it's also for proprietary software, but we can also make our repository private. If you can see here, it says public. If it's making a paper only, it's only visible to members, like that can be useful for an organizations, like companies, startups, etc. Okay, and that this absolutely it's come for open source, it's fully free. But if you're making a software that actually proprietary, we need to get license from GitHub. Okay, so that's about a quick introduction. Cool. So why we are using GitHub for Accomdemy is because most of the open source developer using the platform. So it's better to we are also documenting these things in the Accomdemy in the GitHub to get more people involved, like that. Okay, cool. So you can see the interaction and different kind of, and you can see there are different kind of tiles here. These called repository. Repository means individual project files. Okay, this is a project, this is a project, different. Now we have four projects actually listed here. So what I'm interested in more into the learn repository that we are focusing today. Okay, the learn repository actually focusing on documenting all the learning works that we do in the Accomdemy. Like if you do a workshop on TinyML, if you do workshop on KiCad, PCB designing, etc., we actually documented here. So why we need to document? Okay, so the thing is, the question actually, we need to, like, if we're doing a session on Zoom or like somewhere, if it's done, that's done. There is no log for that. If there is another person is coming, we need to do another session also, right? So for that, it's very like the learning is not transferring anywhere. It's actually just between us and it's going. So if we document something, it's kind of an asset. It will be stay there lifetime. Like it will be there until the server is gone, until the internet is gone. So it's kind of an asset, and the learning resource will be useful for many people, many upcoming new generations, students and hackers, makers, etc. So it's very important to document our works. Okay, sure. So this is our backend. So suppose, like, if you don't know like backend, so in a website there is a two part. One part is a backend where all the part is working. Suppose and we have a front end where the user is seeing all the things. Okay, this is the front end and this is the backend. Suppose thing like a car. These parts are actually the engines, where the ignition is working, where the combustion is working, where the motor is driving, etc. We don't see, as a traveler, we don't see anything here. But this is a part actually, the air conditioning, the car tire is rolling, and the music player is working, because we don't need to know the underlying technology of how the combustion engine is working to drive a car, right? We just, if it's autonomous, we don't need to do anything, right? So this is similar to every software and hardware. There will be a backend, there will be front end. So this repository, our backend, okay, and this is our front end. So I'll just give you an introduction to front end first to go to the backend again. So you can see we have just started the repository right now. So it's still making changes, etc. So we need your help to make suggestions and edits and everything. So right now we are focusing on, like, we just added two tabs. That one is TinyML, one is blog. So like Paul mentioned, we are actually running a TinyML session in our Accomdemy international group, English channel actually. And that's why we all documented all our work. Okay. Previously, what we did is we actually documented all our work in Google Docs. Okay. But the issue with the Google Docs is there is no version supporting, and also it's very limited. Like only people who actually know the link can access the Google Docs, right? It's not visible. It's not SEO friendly. SEO means like if you search something on the search engine, it will not pop up, right? So like that. So that's why we are actually documented all the things. This is kind of website, right? Similar to websites. Okay. Yeah. And you can see we documented week 1, week 3, week 4, etc., etc., etc. things. And we also on another part called blogs. So here what we are doing is like we are documenting have blogs, like different kind of activities that actually happening in the community. Like we do so many activities, but it's not registered anywhere, right? We are actually doing activities in the Discord. But suppose I want to learn about a risk 5 that happened today meeting in the Taiwan server. But the issue is if I am not able to join right now, it's not about like there will be a recording video, but it's very difficult to follow the recording video, right? If I only want to do specific part. So that's why documentation. So this is a documentation of a call we done in 9th July. We actually do bi-weekly calls. So if you are not able to join the call, you can just go here and see, get to know what's actually happened. You can see we actually talk about the ESP C3 development module from the DF robot, and you can see a small photo of us, and you can see Paul, me, and different people. And you can also see the logs, like the main highlights. Look, there's a participant called Momu Zain. It's actually he shared a wildfire prediction project that was very much interesting. You can see the project here, server nodes, etc. We discuss about that, and we also discuss about Travis, a person actually from Helium. What do you call Helium Foundations? It's not part of Helium, but it's actually previously it's called Helium, so it's part of that. And he's actually share about One Planet Education. That's a project actually happening in Africa. And he also asked Zain to collaborate the project, like to share the insights. And we also learn about like different projects like African LoRa Communicator and OpenThread. And we also get to know a YouTuber, and we also discuss about ESP Now protocol. And you can see the participants like Akit, Travis, Paul, Zain, Salman, Vincent, Gay, Greyhead LLC. And you can see the resource we share, right? So it's actually sit all the time here. Whenever you want to come and see what's happening on the 9th July, we can just come here and see the links here. So the issue with the Discord is very good for chatting, but the issue is it's not good for documenting things or finding the right resources, because it's actually continuing. It will go, the logs will go and go and go and so on. Okay, so that's why we need document the things. Okay, so this is the backend. This is where the we need to edit, because we can edit the file from here. Okay, we need to edit here. Okay, cool. So any doubts so far? Anything? Oh, sorry.
Is it okay for everyone? Is it too fast or too slow or anything?
Yeah, you can share your feedback. Yeah. You can share your feedback, like if I am too fast or like too slow. So I'm also not a native English speaker, so you can share your feedback. Yeah, I think there's no feedback so far, so that's we can consider as a good, right? Cool.
I just want to say big thanks that having this is not easy, but we stepped the first step. I think that's very cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we can continue with the another part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we till now what we learned, what is Doxeros and why we need documentations. Hope that makes sense to you, since there's no questions. And if you have questions in previous, like you can ask, if you are not comfortable to ask right now, you can actually contact Paul or chat in Mandarin language. He will translate and you can share your doubts. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can also reach out Salman here. He's here also.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And yeah, here, this is our repository, the backend we are working. Okay. So here you can see, we can see different kind of folders, and folders also called directories. Also different names in Linux and Unix world. Okay. So here you can see we have actually right now two main pages. One is blog and one is tinyML. Okay, today we are focusing on the blog page because that we can edit very easily. Okay, here you can see it's very easy, right? So if you go here, you can see there's a blog folder. So see what's inside there. Yeah, here you can see 2022-07-09 weekly call. So this is actually, this is very similar to this one, right? Without the fancy color or fancy UI, user interface. Correct. So yeah, so that means this is the correct page. This is actually related to here. This is actually rendering to here like this one. Okay. Okay. Suppose we want to create a new page. Okay. What we do? Very simple. We need to go here and create a new file. Since make sure that you are into learn and slash blog. You are in the blog directory. Okay. So go here, and before that, we need to make sure that I'll show that in the next step. So just go into create a new file, and few things we need to take a look at it. You can see, suppose a typical website is actually that if you go to control, I think command you. Yeah. Check. There should be. Let me check. So actually, what I am looking is yeah. If you go to the developers tools, you can see most of the website these script called HTML, hypertext markup language, right? So if you want to build a website, we need to do the HTML thing. We need to create a HTML page in order to see it on the modern browsers. We can use like JavaScript, CSS to make the website more beautiful, interactive, etc. Cool. So here it's very the thing is HTML is okay to do static website. Okay, the website that doesn't need to change frequently, that is fine for HTML. But the website need to continuous changes like our documentation page or like a specific blog, etc. That actually is very difficult to run on HTML. Okay, so here we are writing all the documentations on. There is a thing called a Markdown. Okay, Markdown. So Markdown is a scripting or like a markup language similar to HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language, and Markdown is a lightweight markup language. Okay, that means yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
most of us understand Markdown because most of
Okay.
the member they also take collaborating noting
Oh,
notes
perfect.
on the HackMD. So
So that we can skip, right?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually creating a new markdown file here. So I just give a name like today days is 21. So I gave 21/07/2022. It's just a standard to maintain the block name to consistence. So we anyway, me and Paul actually just drafting a contribution guide. So we actually opening that in 2-3 days. So you can also contribute that too. Okay. So here I can just give a introduction to today. So Doxers, okay, and don't forget to put .md at the end to see to confirm is a markdown. Okay, cool. I think most of them are already familiar with the markdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do back here and we're going to see what's inside here. This is our previous blog, right? I need to go see the code here. Yeah, this is our code. Okay, the previous one. So here can the different thing is in the top. There's a few things here. Okay, this is actually making go to the page again. The slug actually, yeah. Okay, here we go to the blog. You can see there is a thing called like the author detail, right? This is actually coming from here. Okay, so I'm copy here this one and paste here. Okay. Okay. Suppose this blog is developed by Paul. Okay, I am writing on behalf of Paul. Paul, is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. I got the permission, so I am going to write his name, Paul. Okay, so I can give a community call, some tags. Okay, weekly call, that will be fine. I'll put a code, Paul. Okay, Paul is name, and yeah, that's about. And we also need to change the file name. So I am copy here. Yeah. So that's all. We need to slug. Slug means the name of the file, and title means what's about the file. So we can go July. Yeah, this is July 21st. And yeah, weekly code, like some learning code, just for sample. And the other is Paul. I just replaced with the name Paul. That's all. In the bottom, we can do whatever we actually do, the similar to our Markdown page. Like I think you mostly familiar with the Hackmd, right? Similar to that. The American H for the single hash for H1, the similar to the HTML. I am to one. We are documenting the community. Okay, I just put. So yeah, I just there is actually we need to some random test. So what I'm going to do is, instead of random test, I am going to our Accomdemy page. Just add bit about our community. Like I'm going to copy this. Okay, just paste here. Okay, cool. That's all we need to do. And you can see, if you go to the preview, we can see the preview, like similar to Hackmd. We can see the preview instantly. Yeah. The other is Paul. The tag is weekly call and community. Title is Joel. Yeah, July. Yeah, July 21st. Learn code. Cool. And we need to commit a message. Like the commit message actually, if I'm actually editing the file. Okay. So tomorrow Paul is actually opening the file, and Paul want to know what changes I made without reading all the documentations. Okay. So that's why we are actually adding a bit informations about our comments. So here I'm adding edit new blog post. So we can add that, and blog post name also, like what introduction to docs. Okay, that's all. And we can add like blah blah blah. We can add more commit messages if you like, if you want to add more details about what you did. Okay, good. And we need to commit to directly to the main branch. Okay, so that need to be ticket. Okay, so you can see our file here. Okay, but it's not updated right away here. Okay, the issue, the why the reason is not updated here is, here we are actually run the code in the Markdown, right? We documented in Markdown. Okay, so what happened in the behind is, if you go here, you can see small button here. So the GitHub is actually creating HTML code for us. Okay, we don't need to do anything. We just need to do the Markdown, and it will run the code. It will build the website. You can see different steps. It will run code, and yeah. So actually there is a delay. It's actually failed. Yeah, the poll is not okay. That's because the poll is not found. That's an error. So now is what we can fix that, because you can see, if I'm going here, there is it's a YAML file. It's the file called YAML. Okay, here you can see there is no poll name here. Okay, we have Salman and we have Hongi. There is no Salman poll here. So what I'm going to do is, I am adding poll name here. So if you are doing the first time, you all need to add your name here. I'm doing poll name poll title.
Salman, so I'm just wondering that, so every properties need to be filled?
No need. The URL does not need to be or image, but if it's better to add these images.
Oh, okay. So at least have the name, right?
Yeah, name is mandatory.
Okay.
So the better way to fill all this information, because it's very fundamental informations. So it's better to keep everything's added. So I'm right now I'm just adding a dummy URL to the poll profile, and also I need to so I need a image. Okay. So what I can do, which image poll you like to see?
I will update that later. I can also
Yeah,
merge.
for now, just for sample actually. Yeah, I think this will be fine. Let's see, I can get the URL. Yeah, perfect. So I am putting that as a poll image. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Here, what change we added? Poll us others lists. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Added poll as a others list. Now let's see what our comment message will do here. These are the changes that I made. So if we click here, we can see. And please wait, it will only take a few minutes to compile our website and thing. You can have a coffee or something like that to get a tea break. Yeah. It's building the website. We can also see what's actually happening inside. And we have a few warnings. Like programmers don't care about warnings, they only care about errors, right? So we don't need to care about that. It's actually the URL warning. Okay. Cool. It's building so many things happening. Hacker man. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the continuous integration, right?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. It's a continuous integrations. It's actually in big companies, and the continuous integration and continuous delivery is very integral part, because they don't need to build all the things and need to wait for the time. Okay, cool. Now it's mentioned deploy to GitHub pages. Okay, GitHub pages is a place where GitHub website are published. Okay, here you can see we go to the blog, but it's not listed here yet. So it may take, yeah. Right now we can see the 21st call is listed. We can just see poll image. We can see 21st call. So that's very easy, right? Is it cool? Any feedback? Yeah. Okay. No worries. Okay. And make sure that this is our page, and if you have access also, my suggestion is we are actually drafting a method to contribute this thing, like in our documentations. Okay. Yeah. This is the basic documentations how to like contribute to the our Accomdemy GitHub page or the documentations. So we can actually go document all our work. It's not difference like you do, like you might already familiar with the Accomdemy. So there is no learning curve for you because you already know Markdown. The only thing we are doing is a Markdown. The all other things will the GitHub will manage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe later we can also let some team member can try to push the notes
Yeah.
from Accomdemy to GitHub.
Yeah.
And also, I had some discussion with Hongki. Is that I think GitHub is a good way that we have the almost final version of the documents. But during the whole, like for example, RISC-V challenge, TinyML's challenge, there are a lot of opportunity that people actually collaborating for note taking. So after discussing with Hongki, is that we can have the discussion notes on HackMD. And if we find that is almost at the final version, then we can try to push that to GitHub, make it as the final version.
Yeah, that actually makes sense because like you mentioned, it's little bit slow, like since we have the CI pipeline and everything. But like Paul mentioned, I agree with you, Paul. Like we can go like that also.
Mm.
Definitely. So yeah. Another thing I would like to see is, I think it's not listed here. Yeah. And I mostly, how I developed this code is here, the VS Code. What I do is, for beginners, I suggest to go to change here. And once you're comfort with the GitHub, you can actually download the code, okay, with SSH or HTTPS with your uh, GitHub credentials. So here you can see I downloaded all here files here. So we have few Git comments to uh, pull the repository and the push the repository changes, etc. So here you can see right now we got I think Paul deleted this repository too. That's why it's minus minus. We also added 17 lines in the authors, like we added Paul's. We added 22 lines here. So that's the changes. If you go here, you can see the changes here. Okay. I can also make changes like this is a change. Okay. I save in the file here and I can actually commit from here. So we can have a brief section on GitHub specifically in different day. Okay.
Yeah, I think some of members they also would like to learn. We can share that late in the future.
Yeah, sure. And added a change. So this is the, I think most of the people like who into terminal will like. Okay. So okay, cool. Yeah, add commit and now I need to git push. So I made change here. It will reflect on the, yeah, the push is sent. So let's see and see. You can see Salman file is and Salman's added a change here. So it's actually synced with my computer. So once I push, it will push to my to the GitHub. Okay. So that's about an introduction to the Doxorus, the documentation platform we are planning to use. So we would like to hear about your feedback. Like since we are the people like going to use extensively. Okay, so we need your feedback to how we can improve the process. What are the things we need to consider? Like if it's difficult, you can openly mention if it's difficult as a beginner, or if it's too easy for you, yeah, you can share whatever feedback you like. And if you can speak English, no problem, you can also speak about Mandarin. Like Paul can translate for me or he can answer for that. Okay.
Cool.
So
Any
yeah, Shishi here. I also learned few Mandarin words. So
uh,
yeah, Paul.
yeah.
Yeah,
Any
sure. Any question? Yeah,
Mm.
I have a dumb question. How did you get to that the black website that
which one?
your
This one?
yeah.
Okay, you mean like how do we develop that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for that, what we use the first one. That this is actually a project. It's developed by a company called Facebook. They already made all the framework and everything. We don't need to do anything. So what I did here. So here, if you go docs, we can see the installation. So we can install it. Okay. So these are the steps to install. So suppose here I'm already installed in my computer. So what I can go here, I don't need to like need to see the, if I go yarn start, it's actually a Node.js. I can see I'll actually running in my local server. Okay. If I go here, if I need to see a change here, I'm going to do hello, and I am saving. And it will be here. Start. Yeah, hi everyone. That's a page. I think that part is not rendered correctly. the issue. Yeah, here you can see this actually rendered right now. Hi everyone, hello. So this is actually running in local host. So it's running in my computer. This is my computer as acting as a server. So for your question, so the answer for your question is we don't need to build. We can download from the website. Like it's all the like package and everything. But we only need to focus on the build, the blog folder and the docs folder. Okay, this is all done Markdown. We only need to focus on that. Suppose if you are doing a website, we need to consider all the things. We need to build the color, build the texture and everything. But here we don't need to we don't need to think about more into that part because we can do all of these things actually is already done by the framework. It's like for electronic projects, we don't need to uh, if you are using Arduino, okay, I think most of them familiar with Arduino here. So if you are doing Arduino, we don't need to manage the registers, right? We don't need to manage the registers. We don't need to manage about the pull-up register, etc. So all managed by the Arduino code. We need to just digital write high. The LED will glow, but in the back end there is a registers actually changing, register actually swapping, etc. Right? You got your answer, is it?
Thank you.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect. Okay.
Ming, do you want to build your own blog?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
The good thing about this thing is so many, you can see so many examples here. So if you want to build your own blog, that also can be make. Okay, if you see here, if I'm go here, let me check here and go personal, can see so many people actually design their own blog with the Doxers platform and this Akara blog. So let's see what's inside Akara blog. Actually looks like is from also using Mandarin. Yeah, Akara. Yeah, Akara. It's all running on Doxorus. So all making Doxorus. All the it's actually documenting all his learning works. Okay. So that's cool. We can also inspire from that, and we can see what's other website looks. Yeah, Bruce Wiki. I actually saw this website. That's why I already know. So yeah, here you can see. Yeah, it looks very nice, and he also added a lot of modifications. I like that. Yeah,
They are using
TypeScript
the
looks.
Vercel.
Oh, use Vercel. Oh, that's great. It's very easy to host, right? For free hosting and everything. Yeah. For what us for us we are also plan similar to leaks. No, not like this rotating. Like we need to like Arduino or KiCad something like that. If a member go look, it will be all the information regarding the specific platform. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for your questions.
Yeah, and at the end, I think Salman will have something later. But at the end, I think maybe we can try, or I try to like a push from HackMD, or anyone want to try from that. I think
Yeah.
you got the access for HackMD and GitHub, 6KWNP.
Yeah.
Do you want to try push the nodes from HackMD to GitHub?
I think I can't do it right now because I have no time. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem.
No worries. You can do when you are free. No worries.
Yeah, so maybe I can do it very quickly to share about that.
Yeah.
And Salman, if you are in hurry, no worries.
Yeah, I have a few more minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I can like if you have any, I think no questions, right?
Yeah, any questions?
How many members we are at total participants?
Seems like around
it's very difficult to get a count right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll share the screen.
Yeah, I'll just stop my streaming. Perfect. So
So-
I'll might be and disconnect sometimes. Okay, I'll go to join another meeting. So
Okay, no problem.
okay. So thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the opportunity to share to the communities. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Salman.
Thank
Thanks
you
and
for
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
thank you for
Thank you.
your
Thank
sharing.
you.
Thank you.
应该我们就可以讲中文。
好，可以讲中文。
对
那个
Salman
你的画面，全被那个全是糊
OK，
的。
我再试一次。这样有看到我的浏览器画面吗？
有了。
有。
OK，
有看到。
好，对，那因为就是上次有跟红旗一起讨论，就是HackMD 跟 GitHub 的一些我们怎么定位它这样子。那 HackMD 我们可能就会比较定位在大家都还在讨论跟共笔的阶段。但刚才 Salman 其实也有提到，就是如果可以让更多人受益，然后或是我们做的一些东西可以被其他人 fork 啊，或者是分享出去的话，那这样子的话就可以让更多人得到我们一起整理出来的一些结果，在 GitHub 上面。所以我这边要 demo， 就是如果你觉得要直接在 GitHub 上面去写 Markdown 的话，然后还要从 HackMD 贴上东西到那边有点麻烦的话，HackMD 它其实是有提供一个一键 push 到 GitHub 的这个功能。所以比方说，像我们之前假设有写这个计算机组织与结构的这个文件，那我们就可以在这边有一个 versions and GitHub sync 的功能，那我们就可以，这份我之前好像 push 过了，我这边选其他文件 push。举例来说，比方说，200元以内的中国制烙铁测试，那我们就可以把它 push 到 GitHub。那原则上已经也连接到我们的 GitHub 的账号了，所以大家都可以直接 push。那这里我们就会选择我们的这个刚才提到这个 learn 的这个 repo。那我们现在就直接可以把它 merge 到 main 这个 branch。那 branch 这些概念，如果之后有机会的话，可以再跟大家分享这些 GitHub 上面的概念跟功能是什么。那这边我们就直接会建立一个档案。那比方说，我们就假设叫做0721点 MD 这样子。那当然这边就跟刚刚 GitHub 的那个 push 的过程一样，就是这一个 version 它是代表什么跟它 description。那这边我就先把它略过。所以这边你就可以看到，就是已经 push 上去了。那如果我们来看我们的这个 GitHub page 的话，那就会看到我们的这个 Learn 里面的这个 block 就有刚刚我们 push 的这个，我刚刚是 push 到 block 吗？
你刚刚应该 push 到 man 是不是？
我好像没有 push 到 block， 对吗？编辑，在哪里？然后我直接把它弄到 main folder 了，所以我要把它移动。 好，所以它现在就在这个 blog 里面了。那如果我们在遵从刚刚的这些，就是这个框架的规范的话，然后说我们就是附上这些资讯，那在刚刚这份文件上，它就会可以显示在我们的这个网页上面。对，所以我们就回到刚才的这个 blog，然后在这边去做编辑。先快速 demo， 所以它就会跟刚才一样去跑这个 CI 的流程。那跑完之后，它就会显示在我们的这个 blog 上面了。它可能要跑一阵子，大概是这样子。所以大家都可以玩玩看，然后就是也可以共编，然后玩一下这些版本的控制，甚至你也可以直接去修改目前班学上面的那些 Git 那个上面的任何内容，你也可以试着去修改看看，这样子。大家有什么问题吗？
没有，就找时间来玩看看吧。
好啊，那今天也时间也蛮晚的，大概就分享到这边喽。
我问你一下，你现在这个页面是在哪里啊？
你说现在这个页面吗？它现在就是就是你说这个页面从哪里找的是吗？
对。
我们在办学官网上有一个 resources， 然后就可以进入到这个页面，然后就会看到这些内容跟文件。
办学的官网。
对，办学官网是 Accomdemy.org。那之后我们应该也是会把这个文件页面让它也挂在我们的那个 domain 下面。目前它现在是挂在一个 GitHub page 上面。
哦，找到了。
然后之后也有想在上面可以挂上那个办商城，因为那个最近我们有在一起团购逻辑闸嘛，所以之后可能会把办商城也放上去。刚刚好像有人问什么问题，比较慢是因为刚刚应该在跑 CI， 就是那个它自动把 Markdown 的语法转换成现在那个 HTML 的形式。好，那大家就是自己玩玩看，然后那个之后我们也可以一起讨论，就是说大家一起共编的一些规则，因为毕竟会比较多人一起共编。明明你要说什么？
我说谢谢你今天的那个召集跟分享。
哦，没问题。我也很感谢 Salman， 因为我刚刚说那个应该要怎么样做那个就是 open source 社群的共编，然后他就帮忙弄这些，所以就很感谢他。好，那大概就这样咯，谢谢。
然后我想问一下，那个就是我刚刚有录影，那这个录影我可以把它放在 YouTube 上吗？
都可以啊，反正这都是 open source 的。
OK。
那个如果你担心的话，你就注是从哪个谁那个分享者是谁，这样内容大概讲什么，这样补充上去应该是就差不多吧。
那我要怎么？刚刚那个我有办法 mention 他之类的。
可以我把他的那个资料贴给你。
嗯。
那我们这边先结束录影，拜拜。
好，那就这样咯，大家晚安。
好，晚安，
拜
拜拜。